Yo, what's up traders? Welcome back to another video. Today, I am going to look at a trade that formed on the pound dollar because, well, gold and Nasdaq never gave me any good setup, so I decided to fish around, see what other instruments are doing, and I saw a very interesting thing happening with the Great Britain pound. So, first things first, as you can see, we have our previous day's high and low, number one. And then, before even the market our window opens, this is the setup that we have. Now, when I'm dealing with currencies, I like to, plot the previous session's high and low to guide me also, because they don't really move that much. So, the most previous high or low, to me, that works as a reference is the previous session's high and low. And as you can see, this was the high of London, this was the low of London. Alright? Now, as our first hour evolves, because this is where I come into the market after the first hour, this is our setup. And now, in my mind, this is what I'm thinking. We have, from the low, we have one push, two push, three push. So we have three pushes to the high, we are working the high of London. Then in my mind I know that after this high has formed, then I'm just looking for an M pattern, because we have our three pushes to the high, so give us our M pattern, break of structure, retest, continuation. Now, and it was relatively simple, because all you have to do is now wait. Now, in my mind, I'm telling myself that we will have a pump to the high. And as you can see, I already have my bias, and I have this path to show me what I'm really expecting. Now, you see the market comes to the high, then gives us a pin. When you go to the 1 minute time frame, I may have gotten a little bit early, but this is currency, so I have a lot of, the risk that I'm taking actually is less than 20 pips or 15 pips. It was just 18 pips for a risk-reward ratio of 1:2. And yeah, after 9:30, we come to the high. I entered after this engulfment. Now, sure, you could have waited for this engulfment. Keep in mind, I did not trade this setup. It was something that I saw interesting. And yeah, and I think I'll be looking at some currencies to make my options, to increase my options when gold and Nasdaq are not behaving. But this was a very nice setup, a very easy 30 pips. And yeah, so my guys, the setup, the process still works every time. Now, let's look at Euro USD. Give us somehow the same setup, but I want to show you the difference. So, the process is still the same. We have our first hour, but prior to our first hour, this is our low. Now, when you're coming in without the rest of the 2 hours, without the hindsight, we have our low and we have our 1 push, our 2 push. So after the first hour, in my mind, I'll be looking for the 3rd push, look for the setup in the 3rd push. And yeah, we have 1 push, 2 push, and then a 1, 2, 3 engulfment. Look at that. So it's a very good setup for your 25 pips or 20 pips, because well, currencies don't move that much. So I'm seeing that, well, if you have a big account, then you can afford to trade a relatively small amount of volume, but you know, you have leverage. But if you have a small account, yeah, you need to work harder. Anyway, those were the setups that happened yesterday. For gold and Nasdaq, they were choppy. They did not give us any relevant material. You can look at gold and see. You can see how it was all over the place. It was all over the place. Yeah, so hopefully you had a good trading week. Hopefully you are closing your week on a net plus green. Yeah, if you're not, if you're still struggling, don't give up. Just stay focused and learn from every single losing trade you're having. Because guys, the moment you have a losing trade, you have learned a new way on how not to trade. So if you're repeating the same mistakes over and over again, we call that insanity. And yeah, there is no way you'll get any different results if you don't change your ways. So hopefully you got value from today's video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and see you. Have a nice weekend. See you on Tuesday as we analyze Monday's trade. Have a wonderful weekend.